So, hey everyone. So, today we will discuss the DDL command, and inside the DDL command, all have discussed these things. So, how to define the structure of the table and how to create a table inside the database. And I have also seen it to create the table inside the database and how to see the database, how to list all the database. So now we will move to this topic. So how to alter the tables and drop the table, truncate the tables, and rename the table. So let's see one by one. So so in this video, today's topic is the alter the table. Okay. So alter table, it is a command used to modify existing table structure. So if you have already table and you have to modify the existing structure of the table. So modification means like add a new column. If you want to add one more new column into the existing column into the existing table, like modify the column names and delete the column name, rename the column name, and change the data types of the column and change the constraint. So these all are come inside the alter properties. So alter means modifying the existing table structure. Existing means you have already table structure and you have to modify. Where you modify, either you can modify the table name, either you can modify the column name, and order you can modify the data types of the column, constraint of the column. So these types of modification possible in the alter command. Okay. So let's see the practical one by one. I will see one by one how to add a new column, how to modify the existing column, and how to delete a particular column, and how to rename the column name and the table, and add a drop the constraint like primary key. We need to change the primary key to foreign key to primary. So all these things we will see in the practical. Let's see. Come up with the practical, and in previous video I have created the Instagram database, and inside the Instagram database there are two table present, Insta user and a student table. So now go inside the Instagram database and try to modify the existing structure. So let's select the Insta user, select a stick from the Insta user. Okay, so let's try to print the table, and in the Insta user, there are three columns, user ID, email, and age. Let's try to add one more column. So add column into Insta user table. Okay, so you are already see कि Insta user is a existing table structure, and you have to add one column into the existing table structure. Okay, so how you add? So you have to use the alter command, alter, alter, table, alter table, then the name of the table, insta user, and the column add, and which column you want to add, like mobile number, okay, and the data types of the column. So mobile number is the upcoming column, and the data types of the column is integer, and you can give the constraint also, not null. Okay. So when you run this query, so mobile number column will be added to the this Instagram user. So let's try to run this statement and see. So our statement is successfully printed. Let's see our column is added or not. So you can see that mobile number column is added. Okay. So suppose you have to add one more column. So you have to write alter, then table, and the name of the table like father name. Sorry. Here you have to write the table name. Okay. So table name is Instagram user and add, and here you write the column name. So which column you want to add. So like father name, and the data types of the column is varchar, and the length is 50, and you can give the not null constraint also. So any constraint you want to give. So let's see it will create it or not. So our statement is successfully run, and let's see our add column is added or not. You can see that father name column is added successfully. Okay. So now we are going to discuss how to modify the column name. So how to modify the column name? Let's we see. So currently I am in Instagram database, and here we have two table, and one table is Instagram user, and the another table is a student table. Okay. So the first let's see the table. So to see the table we have beautiful query. So select asterisk from the Insta user. Okay. And now you run this query and you will get the structure of the column. So now I am going to modify the column name. So you can see that here is email, and I am going to change the user email. Okay. Here is email, and I am going to change the user email. So how to do? Okay. Modify the column name. Okay. So for modification purpose, for any types of modification in a structure of the table, you need to use alter command. Alter, alter, and we have to modify the table. So we need to write the table. Okay. So we are going to modify the structure of the table. So we need to write the table, and here we can give the name of the table. Okay. So name of the table is our name of the table is Insta user. Okay. So let's do this, and we are going to change the column name. We are going to change the column name. Column name, previous column name is email, and now I'm going to change the user email. Okay. So to change the column name, you have to write the rename keyword. Rename, rename. Okay. And rename, then you have to write the column column and which column you want to change. So I am going to change the email column. So let's write email to. So this is old column name, and here is now I am going to write the new column name. So I am going to write user email. Okay. So our old column name is email, and the updated column name, it means I am going to rename the user email. So when you run this query, so you will get corrected. You see, so our query is successfully run, and you have to see the table. So you will find the user email instead of email. So select and run this query. So you can see that instead of email, here is written user email. Okay. So I think you have clearly understood how to rename the column name. Okay. So if you want to like rename any column, just give alter, then table, then the name of the table, then the rename keyword and the column and which column you want to rename and the new column name. Okay. So this is the one. And now we are going to move the suppose and we have to delete the user age from this table. Okay. So let's see how to. So now I am going to delete the particular column from the existing table structure. From existing table structure. Okay. So you have to again use the alter command and we are working on a table. Then you have to give the name of the table and to delete particular column you have to use the drop keyword. Drop and then name of the column and then name of the column. So column is which column you want to delete. Suppose we delete the user age. Okay. So now in this query we are going to delete this particular column. So when you run this query and if it executes successfully, then suppose it's to be deleted. So you can see that our query is running successfully, and if you see this, the particular user is deleted or not. So you can see by running the line number 3 query. Okay. So you can see that you cannot find here user age because this particular column had deleted. Okay. So suppose if you have another column, suppose you have to delete the father name and suppose I copy this and so you again use the alter table and the name of the table insta user. Then you have to use the drop keyword and the column and the name of the column name which you want to delete. And when you run this query, your particular column will be deleted. To verify this, you have to run this again query. So you are able to see the father column has been deleted. So to add any column, to modify the rename of the column, so it can be exist. Okay. So suppose you have to also the to change the table name. Okay. So currently you can see here table name is Insta user. Okay. Insta user. Okay. So suppose we have to change Insta user to social user. CSOCIS social media user. Okay. Social media user. I am going to change the existing table name Insta user to new table name social media user. So how to change the table name? Okay. So again you have to use the alter keyword. Alter then table because we are working on a table and the old name. Old name. What is your old name? Insta user is our old name. So this is the old name. You can see Insta user and we have to change means rename. So rename the table name to new column. So sorry, to new table name. So the new table name is the social media user. Okay. So when you run this query and you will find so our the old table name is renamed to the new table name. Okay. So you can see that our query is running successfully and When you select this, then it does not work because our table name is rename. So you can see that here. So old name is Insta user and the new name is social media user. Okay. So when you try to run this query, it will get the error because the table Insta user does not exist because I had renamed this. So when you try to print the table structure, okay, so you can now you can able to see the table. So you can see that a structure is a still. A structure does not modify. When you rename the table name, then the structure of the table is does not modify. So I think you have clearly understood how to add the column to existing table, modify the column name, rename the column name, and rename the table name. So you can learn. So let's move to the new topic.